Hello and welcome to ETH Insights, where the leaders of today explore the ideas that will shape tomorrow. Zero trust is not just a buzzword anymore. In an age where cyber threats are stealthy, persistent, and increasingly AI powered, organizations are moving away from perimeter based defenses to architectures built on continuous verification. Today, we are joined by Vishal Gautam, Vice President Engineering and Site Managing Director at Zscaler, a global cloud security leader. We will explore what zero trust means in 2025, how AI is reshaping the next phase of security, and why leaders must rethink how they protect users, data, and infrastructure. Hello, Vishal. Welcome to ETH Insights.
Hello, Anika.
Vishal, we'll start with the basics first.
Sure.
What does zero trust mean in today's enterprise environments, and how has the definition matured over the years?
Sure. See, zero trust security essentially means no trust, always verify. And this no trust or zero trust does not mean lack of trust. Actually, there's a word missing there, which is silent. It is zero implicit trust and actually minimal explicit trust. What it really means, Sanika, is, and we see it all the time in common life. Airports are the best example. When you go through security, they check you. Once it happened that I forgot my phone in the check-in counter, so I had to come out of security, and then again I had to go through security. So they didn't say, "Oh, you just passed through security, so you must be all safe." They did not have any implicit trust. They verified. So same principle when applied on systems, on networks between users and device, or device to device communication, is what zero trust principle is all about. See, if you see last maybe 15 to 20 years, three major forces have shaped or influenced our industries. One is mobility, our mobile phones, people are working from everywhere. Yeah. Second is cloud. The workloads, the applications have moved from our data center to cloud, the SaaS applications. And now the big thing is AI.
Right.
And the security technologies which most enterprise are still using are like firewalls and VPNs. These were designed 30 years ago. So the new way of working, the new environment requires a fundamentally different reset and a think. And zero trust framework allows us to adopt that. Now, to your other question, how it has changed in the last few years, it's a relatively new term. I wouldn't say the definition has changed, but certainly the idea has percolated wider and deeper, still not to the extent which is adequate enough, but we do see a greater adoption now.
Of the many structural changes that you just spoke about, let's focus on AI, right, which is transforming functions across all levels. How are you leveraging that within the zero trust security framework, and especially at Zscaler?
Yeah. AI is a strong enabler, just like anywhere else for zero trust framework and particularly our solutions. Where the areas where we are leveraging AI are following. So see, one way if you look at zero trust, it is both abstract and granular when you compare to the conventional technologies. So why it is abstract? Because zero trust principles work on a policy level. So the solution does not depend upon the user. Okay, like for Anika, I would do something special. No, or for your department, or for your location, or for your device, or for your network. All of these things becomes various parameters, and the policy defines, okay, if you're a member of this department in this organization, you're allowed to access such and such resources. So that's the abstraction level. And the granular part is the enforcing those policies down at the single connection levels, transaction levels. So it naturally generates a lot of data. And Zscaler is really sitting on top of mountains of such data because we process north of 500 billion transactions per day. So single day, our clouds are handling 500 billion transactions. Just to give you a perspective, on a single day, there are nearly 10 billion Google searches happen worldwide. So that's the scale, and that data, AI is really the suitable technology to go through it, learn from it, identify patterns, identify anomalies, and create alerts and identify maybe suspicious behaviors. That's one area we are adopting. Second area, I mentioned about policies. Most of these policies in a normal way are created by humans. Of course, we give an out-of-box policies, but mostly it has to be managed by the enterprise. And it's always challenging for them to keep up with that. And if you have the means, but if you do not apply the policies, it's almost like not having the solution.
Right.
So AI, again, is a great enabler to not only learn and identify, but also automatically adjust the policies according to the need scenario. That's another area we are adopting. The third area, which is the agentic AI, and I see in the coming years, very soon, it's a very fast changing environment. These AI agents will be ubiquitous within the organization, working in tandem with zero trust exchange systems like Zscalers, and monitoring constantly, observing, and improving the solutions, um, making the security better for the customers and a better user experience for the customers. So all of these we are adopting in our products.
So, Vishal, there are so many strands to the problem, right? There's a policy part of it, then there is people, agentic AI. Uh, at an organizational level, what are some of the barriers that you see that they have to, like, contend with while applying the zero trust security framework, and how is Zscaler stepping in and addressing that?
Right. Very good question. And Anika, you'd be surprised. In our experience, the barriers are not technological, and these are more human inertia. People are so comfortable with technologies they are used to. As I said, firewalls and VPNs, those were invented in the 70s. And sometimes we get into a sense of, okay, if everybody's using it, it's like the Jungle Book, the monkeys used to say, we all say so, so it must be true. It must be true because we all say so. I mean, it happens. It's a bias, familiarity bias. We see that as the biggest inertia. The reason is zero trust based solution like Zscalers is so fundamentally different. It was cloud native, created in 2007 when cloud was just, it's very different from your firewalls and VPNs and the device based solutions. So to give you an example, if you compare DVD players, many young Gen Zs may not even know what I'm talking about, with Netflix.
Yeah.
It's that kind of a change, right? So adopting zero trust framework requires a different mindset, and it's usually requires the bold thinking and courage to adopt to new technology. Now, how Zscaler helps, once the customers are over that hump, we make the journey easier by, I would say, in four possible ways, at minimum. The first, their network topology, their overall efforts and resources required to manage security is simplified to a greater extent. See, in the conventional model, they have to deal with number of different types of solutions and stitch them together. And if it's a global organization, they have to replicate that kind of solution in major data centers, and they're responsible. And if something don't work, they have to work with the vendors. Whereas in zero trust based Zscaler solution, we give them a globally deployed cloud native solution, and they can literally offload a lot of their operational headaches onto us, onto the platform, because everything goes through the zero trust exchange. It's like the international airport, right? Security. Yeah. We give them that layer. So it's simplified. Simplification is first and foremost a huge plus. Second is better security. So when a solution is delivered over cloud, it's constantly updating. We learn about an incident in one customer, and immediately that solution is available to all other customers. Yeah. So you get better security, AI enabled. Third is better user experience. And because VPNs are notoriously bad in terms of introducing latencies, they were not designed for a mass scale distributed workforce. They were designed for a few people working from remotely. Whereas our solution makes working from anywhere seamless and even very fast. So better user experience helps. Fourth and foremost, you will be surprised, is lower cost. Because when you get rid of a lot of these independent vendors and working, you're actually reducing cost. Simplicity always results in lower cost. So all these four makes their journey of adopting this Zscaler solution much easier.
Shall I'll go back to the at the beginning how you said that it's the human inertia
Yeah.
that stops people from adoption of these new technologies. So at a leadership level, how are you ensuring that be it your clients, which is an external stakeholder, or your own employees here, internal. So these two, they are in sync and in not just in adoption but also open and more proactive to the challenges of tomorrow.
Right. Our customers, I would say, are the biggest ambassador for us. A happy customer always not only buys more but also tells others. And I'm so proud to say that top banks in India, top service providers and integrators and ITES companies, all top, are our customers. Government of India, major critical departments which are handling critical data are trusting Zscaler to protect the traffic and the data. And it's just not in India. Across the globe, we have many public sector customers. So they are first and foremost, and we do a lot of gatherings or webinars, and not just webinars, but the customer onboarding meetings and CAB meetings, and the thought leadership that comes. That's a major means for us to really distribute the knowledge or the experience. Partners, we work with a lot of partners, channel partners, and these are industries which work together with ours. They are great supporters. And of course, employees within us. And actually, Anika, if I would look at, there are 5 elements which I see as key for an overall security solution. In fact, I wrote one article in Times of India. These 5, I call them Panchabhutas. So one is the private organizations, private sector. Second is the public sector, public organizations. Third is NGOs. NGOs play a lot of role, and we work through some of the NGOs through our CSR programs. Fourth is academia. So students and colleges, we work very closely. We have a strong program called Zscaler Cyber Academy, where we run trainings and certification programs for faculty first and then students. So this is the fourth pillar or the fourth element, and the fifth one is the general public. General public awareness about cybersecurity and all of these cyber frauds that happens. So on that area also, through our CSR programs, we have opened 4 cyber wellness clinics in Bangalore and in Mohali, and opening many more. So these are the 5 elements we try to reach out.
Going forward, do you see Zero Trust framework as a strategic initiative or the default, like the new normal, as they say?
Yeah. To me, it's a new normal. It has to be new normal because the security scenario of the industry is, if you do not change, you are basically in a sitting duck. It's about time. It's a matter of when you'll get breached, and these breaches are not fun. When it happens, God forbid, it happens to any customer, they are painful. They are expensive. They can be literally a threat to the existence or survival of the organization. It will be a new normal, and I can see last 5 years itself, Zero Trust now is a standard by NIST, Zero Trust Security Framework, NIST 800-207 paper, or it's a special publication, came in August 2020. So it's almost 5 years, and it has to be a new normal.
Clearly, Vishal, in a world where trust needs to be earned, verified, re-verified, I think the best line of defense is a bit of skepticism.
Absolutely. It's a balance of good balance between skepticism and trust. You earn the trust. You start with that skepticism and then earn the trust and then work. Yeah. Absolutely. And repeat.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us today.
It's my pleasure. Thank you, Anika.